The human eye has been created in a way that allows it to perceive only a very small part of existence. In physics, it is a clearly known fact today that the universe does not consist solely of the matter we can see. The visible stars, planets, galaxies, and material structures do not represent the entirety of the cosmos. According to modern cosmology, most of the universe is made up of a structure that cannot be directly observed, referred to as dark matter and dark energy. These concepts are not entities that scientists can see directly. Only their effects can be measured. In other words, there is a very powerful structure in the universe, yet it itself is invisible. This situation shows how limited the human capacity to perceive the universe truly is. The Quran expresses this limited perception very clearly. When Allah introduces Himself, He describes Himself as the knower of the seen and the unseen. This statement clearly reveals that there are two distinct realms in the universe: the visible realm and the invisible realm. In Islamic literature, this distinction is expressed as the realm of testimony, Alam al-Shahada, and the realm of the unseen, Alam al-Ghaib. The realm of testimony is the physical universe that human beings can perceive with their senses. The realm of the unseen, on the other hand, is the domain of existence and order that human senses cannot reach. The universe in which human beings live today is only the realm of testimony. However, according to the Quran, the cosmos is not limited to this alone. The existence of angels, the existence of jinn, and the existence of other forms of beings that are beyond human perception are clearly stated. The common characteristic of these beings is that they possess a form of creation that cannot be perceived by the human eye. In the Quran, the following statement is mentioned about the jinn. Indeed, he and his tribe see you from where you cannot see them. This verse clearly informs us that a layer of existence which humans cannot see exists within the same universe as human beings. At this point, a very fundamental truth emerges. Not seeing does not mean non-existence. Human beings assume that many kinds of beings do not exist simply because they cannot perceive them. From a scientific perspective, a similar situation exists today. The human eye can perceive only a very narrow range of the electromagnetic spectrum. Radiation, microwaves, infrared rays, ultraviolet rays, gamma rays, and many other physical waves are completely inaccessible to the human eye. Yet these waves truly exist and have direct effects in many areas of life. Therefore, a human being cannot define existence by taking only their own eyes as a measure. The Quran's emphasis on the unseen points precisely to this limitation. When Allah describes the believers at the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, the first characteristic mentioned is, they believe in the unseen. In other words, faith is not merely accepting what is visible, but also accepting the reality of the realm of existence that lies beyond human perception. If the unseen side of the universe were to be revealed, the first truth a person would encounter would be this: the universe possesses a far more crowded and complex order of beings than we imagine. According to the Quran, angels are constantly on duty. There are angels who record people's deeds, who carry out Allah's commands in many events that occur in nature, and who are assigned duties at the moment of death. None of these beings are presented as imaginary. The Quran describes them as real beings who are directly involved in the functioning of the universe. Today, human beings explain the formation of rain the movement of the wind, the formation of clouds, and the cycles in nature through physical laws. These explanations are correct. However, the Quran states that behind these physical laws, there is a divine administration. In the Quran, Allah says, "It is Allah who sends the winds." In another verse, the rain sent down from the sky is described directly as an act of Allah. There is a very important point here. The Quran does not deny causes, but it clearly states that causes are not an independent power. In other words, the unseen aspect is not only the beings themselves, but the way the universe is governed. According to the Quran, the heavens and the earth do not stand by themselves. Allah says, "He holds the heavens and the earth, lest they cease to exist." This verse clearly expresses that the order in the universe is not a passive balance, but a system that is constantly being maintained. Today, physics accepts that even a very small change in the constants of the universe would make life impossible. Universal constants, the force of gravity, the masses of fundamental particles, and their interaction ratios are set with extreme precision. This delicate balance points to the existence of a continuously operating control mechanism behind the universe. The Quran explains this mechanism directly through the power of Allah. If the unseen side of the universe were opened, a human being would not only see different kinds of beings, but would also directly witness this entire network of administration. However, such a situation would remove the very basis of the test of life. Because according to the Quran, worldly life is a place of trial. The fundamental condition of this trial is faith based on the unseen. If angels were clearly visible, if jinn could be directly observed, and if divine intervention could be watched with the naked eye, faith would no longer be a choice. It would turn into a compulsory acceptance. For this reason, the Quran states that the unseen order is deliberately kept behind a veil. This veil is a structure that protects human free will. While describing the moment of death, the Quran uses a very striking expression. The veil has been lifted. Today, your sight is sharp. This verse does not merely describe a person's transition to a new realm after death. Rather, it expresses that one begins to see a dimension that already existed but could not be perceived before. In other words, when a person dies, they do not go to a new universe. They pass into another layer of the same universe. This shows that the unseen side is a reality that everyone will eventually encounter. According to the Quran, a human being is currently living within an unseen order in this world. The existence of angels, the divine recording system, the order of destiny, and the continuous control of the universe are all parts of this order. Human beings do not see this order, yet their lives flow within it. In conclusion, if the unseen side of the universe were revealed, the clearest truth that would emerge is this: the universe is not ownerless. The universe is not left to itself. The universe is not a closed system that operates on its own solely through physical laws. According to the perspective presented by the Quran, the universe is under divine administration at every moment, and human beings live only on the visible side of this administration.